Hello GoKeys family, how you doing today? Today we're going to be taking a look at the various outputs from our GoKeys 5. So without much ado, let's jump straight into looking at the connectivity in this machine. And if you take a look very carefully, you're going to see over here we have a headphone jack, right? That headphone socket is for you to use something like this. So I have a pair of headphones here. This is from One Audio. I love One Audio because of the padding. The padding is just superb. Feels very comfortable. Yeah, that's the brand, One Audio. You can find this at azexperiment.com. But what I like about this is when I plug this in to the socket over here, I am listening to the full output. I'm enjoying what the GoKeys is doing in stereo, which is really cool. So for my personal enjoyment of the GoKeys, I listen to what I'm doing with headphones because I'm hearing the panning, the reverb, the effects that the people at Roland have taken care to put into the machine. So that is a really nice one for you to use. And then if you're working on studio level production, it also gives you a good idea of the spatial distribution of whatever sounds you're using, whatever voices you're using. All right, so that's that, okay? Let's move on to the next two. So over here, we have a couple of jacks, right, going into these sockets. This is your left and your right. So what I do with this, I take these two, put them in here, and when I am playing outside, I take these, so you can see, and these go into my combo over here. This is a Behringer combo, but there are many other types of combos that you could use. So you could take these and you could insert these. These are RCA jacks. I insert the RCA jacks over here. So I'm getting the left and right going into this. This is a Behringer. These are very popular amongst keyboardists who don't want to lug around an amp or a mixer. This is like the all-in-one, and it just enables you play and have some really powerful output. Okay, so I do that. And then in some instances, when I would rather play with a smaller combo, because this needs power, right? That needs an electric power source. And since I don't want to lug this around everywhere, I have a smaller option. So for my smaller option, as you can see here, as opposed to these two going into this, imagine I'm playing in a place where my speaker is so far away from where my keyboard is. For something like that, I need a better mousetrap. And what I need for that is these right here. See, you can also find these on AZ Experiment. Everything I'm showing you here, you can find either the exact models, the exact brands, or something close. Like this Behringer that I just showed you, that's out of production. This little combo that I'm showing you here, this is from Ion. You can find this again on AZ Experiment. I've cataloged everything so that you can buy them from my affiliate store if you needed them. Even the GoKeys, you can find that at my affiliate store as well. So what I'm going to do right now is show you this really awesome solution that doesn't cost that much. Okay, so this right here is a wireless G7, which allows you connect wirelessly to any of these. The reason why I'm selecting the Ion is, like I told you, I could be out jamming, like when I'm out at the places that I go to eat and I just feel like jamming. I could have this in my trunk. It does not need the constant power source. You just charge it up, and once it's charged, turn it on.
Power on.
It comes
Bluetooth
on,
pairing.
and it could pair with your phone to play what is on your phone by Bluetooth, but unfortunately the GoKeys does not allow you play out by Bluetooth. You can send in, right, to your GoKeys, right? You can send your phone audio to your GoKeys, but you cannot send the GoKeys audio out to another device by Bluetooth. So my workaround for that is using these. And those of you who are guitar players, on stage players, this is no different from what you use on your guitars. So we have a couple here. We have the transmitter, and then we have the receiver. So the receiver is going to go in here like this. Right? And you want to make sure this comes on. And when it comes on, you see that light flashing, that tells you that it's on. And as for this is going to be your transmitter. So as opposed to having cables in here, you're going to be wireless, and you're going to make sure that you turn that on. So that's on. It's going to make a noise. That's in. And with that going, all I need to do is play, and I'm going to be able to hear the output from here. Now, this is where we get into the rather intricate details of GoKeys, because when you're doing this with GoKeys, you may or may not want to hear your speaker from GoKeys itself. And as long as you don't have a headphone jack in there, it is going to play out, right? But you can hear it's playing both out from the speakers here and out here. If you don't want it to play from the speakers here, you got to go into your menu and do something. You get what I'm saying? So if you only want it to come out of the iron, you got to come over here. Let me show you what you need to do. You need to go to menu. You need to hit enter when you get to system, and I believe it's general, and just scroll down, and you've got speaker switch on, but you can go off. And with that, the only sound you're getting is from here. So all this is coming from here. All that sound is coming from there, not the keyboard. And this could be like miles away. This could be all the way on the other end of town. See that? So for a small venue where you need more than these puny speakers, you've got your iron holding it down, and you're not hearing this. Now, when I turn it on, you're gonna hear the difference. Let's go to menu. Let's go to system, and let's turn it on. Now you can hear it. See, but I don't like hearing it in two places. I prefer hearing it in just one place. Let's end it. So that is how you can get connectivity using these gadgets. You can either do this using cables, or you can do it wirelessly. Now bear in mind, if you're doing this wirelessly, this is in mono, okay? Which is okay, because when you're outdoors, people aren't fussy about panning. It's really, can I hear what the person is doing, okay? So let's have a quick recap. I've shown you a couple of things. I've shown you the headphones, all right? I've shown you the headphone socket. I've shown you the left and the right. and I've shown you how you can connect to these. Now there's one more thing I want to show you, and this is for those who might have a GoKeys 3. If you have a GoKeys 3 and you're wondering, okay Phil, what do I do to get this same output since I don't have left and right? I'm going to show you what you can do. What you can do is look for a cable that is a Y splitter cable. I'm going to show you an example of that right now. Got a cable right here that will do exactly that. This cable over here. And you take a look at the cable, you see it's got these RCA jacks, and you see it's got this 1/8 inch. Well, you've got various cables that are Y splitter cables that go from the 1/8 of an inch to anything else you want. You see, let's try and get it to really focus, because I want you to observe. I want you to observe real well the number of bars on this thing. Can you see it's got 2 bars? This tells you it's stereo. And then you want it to go from there to, again, something that looks either like this. Really depends on what you're trying to do. It could go to these if this is your input to something like this, right? So it would go in there. Or it should go from the 1/8 inch, which is this, to a couple of these. And this could go into your amplifier to give you that full stereo sound if you care to get stereo. Now, for those who have the GoKeys 3, again, if you wanted to use my second solution, which is the Westshell, in order to use the Westshell, since you don't have the outputs like the GoKeys 5 does, which is a 1/4 inch, you could use this little converter here, this adapter, and all you do is put it on here like this. See, put it on like this, and it will give you the same result, only that this time you won't hear anything from the speakers, which is fine. So you put that in there, and when you are playing, you should be able to hear what you're doing using the same approach, if everything has been done correctly.
Power on. Bluetooth pairing.
Okay, so I did turn it off. There we go. So you can achieve this same thing with your GoKeys 3 using that little adapter that I showed you to go from a 1/4 inch, right? For these Westshell and similar brands you can find on azexperiment.com, you can go from that 1/4 inch to an 1/8 of an inch. Okay, and actually you don't need a stereo per se, since you're not going to get stereo sound anyway, but because that is a stereo input, I would advise you to look for one that has stereo so that it fits the best way possible to avoid any hangups. Okay, another thing that I've found very helpful for my headphones is this. So when I'm using my headset with other keyboards that have a 1/4 inch input, I use this, but you probably want one that comes with a 1/8. Otherwise, it won't be able to fit into either of your GoKeys. You're going to have to look for one of these if you have this by default as your headphone jack. Okay, so my friends, really what I wanted to show you in this first video is for your jamming out. If you're jamming outdoors and you need to get that really good sound, you can use any of these. You can use, like I said, the left and right straight to your mixer and so on. In the next video, we're going to be talking about how you can use your GoKeys as an input. Take it from your GoKeys out, and that becomes an input to your DAW and to programs like OBS, so that you've got pristine USB audio. Okay, so these are some of the more advanced uses of GoKeys. Not for everyone, but if you ever needed it, you can always bookmark this video and come back to it. Welcome back, my friends. Today we're going to be taking a look at the GoKeys 5, a very technical topic when it comes to the USB audio out. Okay, for the USB audio out, what you need to do is get yourself a cable, a USB-C cable, and I would advise a USB-C to another USB-C. As you can see here, this is USB-C to USB-C because of the nature of the laptop I'm using. Right, this HP I'm using has got the ability to use a USB in, so that goes in to the USB-C in, and here, this is the out in my GoKeys. This is going in here. So I've got my, they call it USB, let's see what it's called really well. It's called USB computer, okay? That's what it's called. So we're gonna take this, that's gonna go in there. And once you have done that, my friends, the magic can begin, because what we're going to do now is go over to our computer, and here on the computer you're going to see I have GoKeys going in to my DAW. I am going to go into my DAW, and by the way, the DAW I'm using is Mixcraft. Okay, so I'm using Mixcraft as my DAW, but pay close attention. You could use any DAW for this, but when you're in to the DAW, you want to go to wherever your audio sources can be routed. So over here, I'm going to click on this drop down arrow, and this is an audio track, mind you. This is track 2 audio. I'm going to first of all play the GoKeys and see if anything is coming through. So there is something coming through, and what is coming through here seems to be my MIDI. So right here you've got a MIDI instrument which says acoustic piano in track 1. But that's not what I want to demo for you right now. Let's put that on hold for a different time. Let's just talk purely audio. So if my audio is going to come out of track 2, I need to route, right, my audio. So I'm going to hit that drop down, and it says Roland digital piano. Okay, now because I disconnected it, it got a little bit upset, but now that I've readjusted it, you can see that my audio is coming out of my GoKeys and going into my DAW. So let me mute my audio here so you don't hear it, and now you're just going to be hearing the audio coming from GoKeys. See? So I turned the volume down so that you wouldn't hear it in 2 places, but what you're hearing right now is all coming directly from the USB audio into the computer. That's it, everything. So there's no need for you to use the left and the right, no need for you to use headphones. Everything is coming directly from the USB audio. Even when you're playing a beat, everything, the styles, everything can come directly. And what you're going to realize is that the sound is actually a lot cleaner. You know, when you go directly from USB into your computer, it sounds very clean. Now, the purists are going to argue that the signal and the balance coming from the input, the left and the right outputs, is more robust. And I'm not here to debate that. All I'm here to do is to make your life simpler. And one of the ways you can make your life simpler is using your USB audio out, going into your DAW, and you can record to your heart's content on your DAW. Pretty remarkable, if you ask me. I think it's really awesome. Now, for people who use OBS, in the same token, I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm going to show you, because I'm using OBS to record the Mixcraft part. But I want to show you, even when you are using OBS, you can get your USB audio directly out into OBS. And the way you would do that, that's a signal coming from Roland going into OBS. But if you were to go to settings and you go to audio, you can see over here you have an option of selecting Roland digital piano and other things, right? So with Roland digital piano selected, you're getting an input, as you can see, that's going directly into OBS, which is pretty remarkable. See, so my friends, the lesson that you can learn from all of this is you have USB audio out, whether you're using it in your DAW, whether you're using it in OBS, go ahead and experiment, because I have so many ways I record on this thing, and you go to experiment to get the best of all the worlds, if you get what I mean. So that is the first part of this rather advanced dive into the world of GoKeys. So your USB audio, mind you, USB audio, that's what it is. Now, you can go a step further, and as opposed to just using USB audio, you can use USB MIDI to drive the sounds. That's what I'm going to show you next. Same connection, but what I normally do with my Mixcraft DAW is I have to decouple it. You get what I'm saying? So let's stop this. I have to decouple my audio for it to work seamlessly. So I take it off that, I put that on mute, and make sure there's no interference. And if I click on that drop down, I'm gonna take it from I'm gonna take it away from line 3, because I don't want it drawing on any of the potential signal. So I'm gonna quiet that channel, and now I'm going into the MIDI channel 1, and I am going to unmute, and I'm gonna arm it, and I'm gonna make sure I choose Roland digital piano as my MIDI source. You see MIDI device. Roland digital piano. With that selected, and now that I'm sure there's no interference coming from the USB audio, I'm going to go over here, and there you can see this is not a Roland instrument, right? This is the VST that comes with my DAW, if that makes sense. You see, it's a bit loud, a bit on the loud side. Let me turn it down. So what is happening here, my friends, is if I click on this, you can see my DAW has got these VST instruments that I could potentially play, or just the instruments that came with it. They're not all fancy VSTs, but take for example, let's say I'm playing, I don't think you can see the intricacies, but I'm going to choose an instrument that is not a GoKeys instrument so you can see what's going on here. All right, so now you should be able to see the entire screen. So you see what I'm doing here? I'm playing these instruments from my GoKeys, but they're not GoKeys instruments. They're all VSTs or instruments from my DAW. See? And some of them are quite nice. Like over here, I have a collection of my VST instruments: Lounge Lizard, Messiah, Mini Moog. I've got the Trillion, I've got Piano Tech, I've got so many of them. I don't want to go into all of that stuff now, but I wanted you to know that if you ever needed to control a non-GoKeys instrument, see, that's not GoKeys. Yeah. And that's coming from the speaker also, so you might hear it twice. But the summary of all of this, my friends, is whether you're looking to play audio from your GoKeys into your computer directly, you can. Just take the USB, put it in. The other thing I wanted to alert you to is the fact that you can take this same cable that I've been showing you all the while from USB, and you can put it directly into your device. That's right. You can put it directly into your phone, and it will record USB audio out to your phone. I've tried this on a number of devices, some of my phones, this one to be precise. So I've taken the audio out, put it into the phone. It works awesome. Works awesome. And in fact, I'm going to take it for a test spin just so you can see how easy it is for you to do that. Okay. So let's, very angry sound. Let's come away from this. Look for my other videos where I'm showing you all about recording with a DAW, because I show you using USB out and so on and so forth. Okay. So now let's do a very quick demo. I'm going to show you, this is my phone. I'm going to show you how easy it is to do what I am recommending. Okay. So let's take it for a test run. So over here, I have a phone. Then turn the phone on. And I'm going to go to the camera for this phone. As you can see, I am going to take the USB-C that's coming from GoKeys. Watch this. So we're going to take the USB-C coming from GoKeys, and I am going to put it into this phone. But I'm going to begin recording on this phone so you can see it from a different angle. So I've got the phone recording. You hear my voice normal now, right? I take this and I begin playing a beat on GoKeys. Now, you can obviously hear it in the background. When you're watching the final, you're going to hear it more pristine. Now, with this phone is a little bit different. It has a setting called OTG. Some people may not have that on their phones, but if you do have the OTG setting, you got to activate that. So it's under additional settings, and it says OTG connection, and it enables you use USB. The OTG enables you use USB in a different way other than charging or just regular things. So you need that before this can work. So we're going to do that again. We're going to do that again. Yeah, clean. So that's it. So bear in mind, if your phone has some like OTG, you got to activate that before it actually works well. Okay, well, so far we've been talking about a number of topics, my friends. So far we've been covering a number of topics, a smattering of topics. We've dealt with the outputs. We've talked about the headphone socket, we've talked about the USB, we've talked about the left and right. The next thing that I would like to talk about with you is streaming and more advanced recording, right? So if you wanted to record without hassle, I wanted to show you what I do, because I know lots of you are content creators as well, and this might help you, it might come in handy. There's a gadget that I showed on this channel a little while back, and it's the iRig Stream. The iRig Stream is a brilliant gadget for streaming in stereo, and you have control over low or high. It shows you how the signal is coming through. You put this into the left, and you put the left and the right outputs in here. So if you were going to do it with our GoKeys, this is what you would do. You take these two. This would go into your GoKeys like that. You take this, and we have these. These would go into your iRig. So we'll match them color-wise. Red in there, and the gray in there. Okay, so you've got this setup going from GoKeys in here. The next thing you would want to do is take this, and you're going to put this into your phone, your phone's USB-C input, like that. The moment you do that, my friends, and if you need the OTG connection setup or whatever, kind of like I had to do on my phone, so under additional settings, I had to go to this OTG connection, because without that, you're not going to get any signal showing up, because this uses USB power, right? And in addition to this supplying it with USB power, it needs to be able to receive the audio. But once you've done that, my friends, and you press play on your keyboard, under most circumstances, you see these lights flashing, telling you that the signal is being transmitted. But what this is missing is, on this phone, I have to be in record mode for some strange reason. Otherwise, it doesn't work. But the moment I hit record mode, and I'm pressing play. Now you can see that the signal is going in here, and it is recording, right? This is recording to the phone. Okay. Now, in addition to this, I want you to know that if I needed to stream, this keyboard would also stream in stereo. Like if I went to YouTube, and so if I went to YouTube and I asked it to stream, to go live. So the moment you go live, the sound that your viewers are going to be listening to is all of this in stereo. Okay? One more thing to talk about here, my friends, is the way this works with a microphone. If you wanted to get a composite output from your GoKeys with the microphone going in and the music, all you need to do is plug your mic in. You plug your mic in and that's it. You will get a composite sound of your microphone and your music coming in, going through here, and you can actually record, because you may not want to stream, but you might want to record with ease directly to your phone. You know, like whenever I go to stores to jam, I'm not taking my laptop and using OBS and using a DAW and all that. I'm using a very lightweight solution, which is this iRig. And you can find this iRig on azexperiment.com. So if you're finding difficulty capturing clean keyboard sound from any keyboards that you've got, the iRig is a good one. So go to my Amazon affiliate store, azexperiment.com. You can find all the things I've talked about today. The iRig, you can find alternatives to the Behringer combo, you'll find the ion combo, you'll find the Westshell jack, you'll find Proline for pedals, you'll find the One Audio headset, and many other gadgets, accessories that help you as a keyboardist. All right, I hope this gave you some insights. I know it went a little bit to the advanced end for those who are not into DAWs and USB, but for those who are, I believe it's straightforward enough. All right, thank you very much. I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.